Okay, so let's have the travel motivation, benefits, and constraints to destination. So what does it mean, motivation? Anyone? Can I hear from you guys? What do you mean when we say motivation? Hello? Do you want me to call your name? Oh, there are first-timers here. Yung mga ngayon ko lang nakita ang pangalan sa Google Meet. Jonalyn Gakul, are you there? Jonalyn. So, it's just the same with the travel motivation. So, ano ba yung mga motivation ng mga tourists natin? Why are they moving from one place to another? What do you think? What are those motivation? Anyone? Okay. Okay, for relaxation, leisure, yes. Anything else? Learning. Okay, very good. Ano pa? Learning, leisure, or pleasure, or para Okay, so it's just the same with relaxation. Very good. So those are some of their travel motivations. So, yung destination ba, will it not motivate them? Can you consider it as a motivation also? The destination itself? Okay. Yeah. Depende, yes. It can be their motivation. Right? For example, Jether and Marvin, they are friends. Okay? So, for example, si Jether nakapunta ng National Museum. And then sabi niya kay Marvin, uy, puntahan ng National Museum, ang ganda doon, ang daming ganyan. Makikita mo doon yung bangka na ginamit, the first sailing to find the Philippines, ganyan-ganyan. So, if na-convince si Marvin to travel or to come to the National Museum, it means the destination itself is also a motivation, which comes from the word of mouth. Na yun naman yung ating very familiar na tayo sa word of mouth, right? It's an instant marketing. The word of mouth, okay? Okay, so let's continue. Thank you so much. So here, airports are good location for observing others. Questions about the motivations of other travelers are common in such contexts. So for example, you're just sitting in the check-in counter. You finish whatever you have to finish na mga transaction mo sa airport. You come to see different people in the airport. And sometimes, you come also to think that bakit kaya itong mga ito ay alis sa kanila? Eh pwede namang sa kanila na lang silang bansa. Or pwede namang itong isang ito ay doon na lang sa kanyang province. Diba? We will think what are their motivations or what are their reasons of traveling. Right? So we all know that tourism or the word tourism, laging kasunod niyan ang travel. Okay? Because you cannot do tourism or walang tourism if people, for example, right now, if people are restricted to travel. Okay? So here we have the several preliminary perspective of the motivation or the travel motivation, benefits and constraints of a destination. Okay? So, a professional of motivation requires an analyst to be mindful that other travelers may not be driven by the same social, cultural, and biological needs. Okay, simply saying that not all tourists have the same reason of traveling. Okay, you should always remember that. That's why may ma-encounter kayo in the future or maybe you're experiencing it right now that for example, have you experienced working in a front desk or in being a receptionist? So, because that's the front of any business, so dyan mo makukuha what are the first impressions. Pagpasok pala ng customer, oh, she looks angry. She looks mad. Mukhang mainit yung ulo niya. Oh, so, ikaw naman, mag-a-adjust ka. And that's the role of all the tourism stakeholders, professionals to adjust. Whatever is given to you, whatever has been shown to you by the tourist. Okay? So, balik tayo dun. For example, also, you will also encounter different nationalities which you don't which you don't understand well. Okay? So, it's really important for you to be an open-minded one. You should not you should be a good sport also, because in the tourism industry, to be able to stand up in the tourism industry for a long time, you should not be picon. Okay? You should know how to go along. So we have here the background of tourist motivation. It deals with a special subset of the wider interest area of human motivation. Okay? So tama yung sinabi nyo kanina, yung mga behavior, choices, ano ba yung gusto niyang makuha doon na experience. It all boils down to their reason of traveling. Okay, so with all those motivations, sinong dapat mag-adjust or ano ang dapat mag-adjust? Siyempre, ang mga tourist destinations and how they are managed. Okay? So it's not the tourists who will adjust because they are paying for the experience that they want to have after going to your destination. Okay? We all know that their needs, that their requirements are continuously changing. Sometimes what they want right now is different from the one that they want in the future. Or for example, tomorrow. Right now, they want buffet breakfast. Tomorrow, they want room service. Okay? So, they are changing. Their needs are changing depending on their mood, depending on the society's needs, and depending on the national condition, for example, the pandemic. So their needs are more strict, more complex, and more meticulous right now. Okay? So there are some defining characteristics of tourism which shape the kind of explanations we are seeking when assessing tourist motivation. Tourism, like leisure, is a hybrid public-private sector social enterprise. Okay? Contemporary tourism in its many forms permits some individuals some freedom to choose how to spend their time and money. It thus becomes likely venue for the expression of well-being and an embodied performative opportunities to enhance one's perceived life satisfaction. So it just supports the fact that tourists are varying. Okay? Their needs are iba-iba. Their satisfaction level are iba-iba. For example, Koreans, you just smile at them, greet them, and whatever na very light lang yung moment or very light lang yung mood, yung service, the way do you serve them, the way do you inasikaso, ay okay na sa kanila. But sometimes, yung ibang nationalities, specifically Americans or maybe Chinese, they have their different satisfaction level. Gusto nila, kuratsa ka na. Or sometimes they want that full 100% effort ka na, hindi pa sila masaya. So, may mga ganong effect. So, let's have motivation moderators. The influence of close relationships in particular can be a powerful moderator of individual motivation for tourism experiences. Okay, so there are other expressions in the study of tourist motivation that warrant attention. Okay, so we hear the word attention. So the role of the destination is to really catch the destination, to catch the attention of the tourist. Because all of the destinations, they are all the same. Oh, here, come here. We are offering free massage with free ganyan. We are offering free tour guides. We are offering free translator. So, ano ang pagkakaiba ng destination mo with those destination? Do you offer the same or do you offer differently? Okay? So, those motivation of tourists coming to your destination comes from how your marketing strategy catch their attention. Okay? Here we have the sources of travel motivation concepts. First, the understanding of tourist motivation has benefited from adapting idea from at least 3 sources of information. Okay, the first or second major source of commentary on motivation is the more earnest complex contribution residing within the discipline of psychology. It's more of a cognitive, yung mental na aspect ni tourist. Okay? Sometimes, for example, si tourist ay medyo in down moments. So, mas malakas yung motivation niya to go out and to travel. Because he or she is mentally bombarded by all the situations na nangyayari sa kanyang environment. So, the motivations that he has is that, I am lonely, I need to travel, like that. So here we have the need. Okay, the word need. Okay, so what comes to your mind when you hear the word need? Anyone? Ira, are you there? Hello, Ira. Yes, can you tell me what comes to your mind when you hear the word need? Yes. Okay, thank you so much. So, here, since we are talking about the motivation, we also stated the word attention. The third thing that we have to remember is the word need. Okay, so why do tourists need to travel? To go out, to go from destination to destination. What are their motivations? Ano ba yung mga kailangan nilang makita? Or ano ba yung kailangan nilang ma-experience? So it's just like that. What are their sources of the necessities that they have in mind? So here, the third line of work contributing to tourist motivation will be much more familiar to destination managers. 2 levels of contribution can be added, the work of government statisticians and the reports of commercial consultants. So what are those? So the question that we have to bear in mind is, what is your main purpose of your travel? What is the main purpose of your travel? Bakit ka ba nagta-travel? Is it for business? Is it for work? Is it for leisure or relaxation only? So those are the motivations that the destination need to answer. Okay? Okay, so here, researchers also nagbigay sila ng broad meaning sa travel motivation. Okay, so here, a good motivation truly needs to be multi-motive, dynamic, measurable, and relatively easy to communicate. It pertains to the policy, to the project, to the promotional strategy of the destination. Will it answer the motivation of the tourist? Will it answer the needs of the tourist to travel? Can your destination provide whatever the tourists need? Okay, so yun. Kailangan mo malaman ng destination Ano ba yung purpose ng tourist of traveling? So, several key points should be clear from this analysis of tourist motivation. So, take note, there is so-called true travel motivation. Okay? It is a push factor, a pattern summary of the social, cultural, and biological forces driving travel motivations. So, for example, if you ask your customer, "Sir, how are you doing today? Are you happy?" Or, "May I ask, sir, why do you choose to come here to the Philippines?" And then then you will answer like that, like that, like that. With all those answers that you have heard from your tourist, may mga ano yan, may mga pinaghuhugutan sila or mas may deeper pa silang reason to come up with those reasons na kaya nilang sabihin. And what are those? Sometimes if you ask your tourist, "Sir, why are you here? Why do you choose to travel here?" They will tell you, I want to experience snorkeling here." But maybe it's not the entire reason. Maybe he upon snorkeling or upon diving, he's using a very technology-based camera, and he wants to sell the photos. For example, it's just for example, because for example in what reef? Apo Reef or the Tubataha Reef here in the Philippines, they are most likely hindi sila na pupuntahan basta-basta without proper coordination with the LGU, or kung wala silang pera to afford transportation going there kasi walang mga accommodation doon. Nasa yate lang sila and then they will go diving. So sometimes, yung mga picture na nakukuha doon underwater, they are selling it. They are using a high-tech na camera, and then they will take photos of the mga unique na species of fish, turtles, sharks na nandun, or even the coral reefs, or even the whole underwater area. They will take a picture of those and then they will sell the picture. So sometimes it drives them. Why did they choose to go to a specific destination? So since it's natural destination, walang masyadong effort. The only effort that the government have is the preservation of those areas. Pag-iingat, okay? Yung mga policy na bawal mangisda doon, bawal ang illegal fishing, okay? So that ends our chapter. Do you have question? Sure? Are you hungry? Kaya ayaw nyo na. May isa pang chapter. Gusto nyo pang magpatuloy? Because we still need to finish one chapter. Okay, mabilis lang. Sino nagsasabi na go lang? Ikaw kaya mag-report? Joke!